Hey, what's up you guys, it's your boy Drew here, back again with another video for all you American soccer fans out there. And in this video, we finally have reached the end of this 40-man roster, and now we're talking about the strikers who have been called up to this roster. And in this video, we're going to talk about these strikers called up, and we're going to talk about which ones I think should be selected to the final 23-man roster for this summer's Gold Cup. So let's talk about it. You know I gotta say now, if you guys love soccer and you want to see it grow and get the respect it deserves, and you want to be part of that change, then subscribe down below and, be part of it. Okay, without further ado, let's just go into the names right now that Greg Berhalter has listed on his 40-man roster. So here we go. Jozy Altidore from Toronto FC, Jonathan Amand from FC Nordsjælland, Paul Arriola from DC United, Corey Baer from Real Salt Lake, Tyler Boyd from that Turkish club, Joe Gallo from SC Duisburg, Jonathan Lewis from Colorado Rapids, Jordan Morris, my boy, from Seattle Sounders, Christian Ramirez from LAFC, Josh Sargent from Werder Bremen, and Yazzie Zardes from Columbus Crew to wrap it all up. We got a lot to unfold here. We got a mix of, experienced players, like experienced national team players, some newcomers here, some youth players here, some not too experienced national team players here, but whatever. A lot to unfold. We're going to break them down. And like I had before with the past positions, I'm mostly going to spend more time talking about the players that I want to be called up to the final roster for the Gold Cup. So I'm guessing in this one, since we got like strikers and we got wingers here, they kind of bunched them all together into one forward section. I'm going to pick maybe two strikers, and the rest are going to be probably just wingers and the supporting cast. So, right off the bat, I got to get the elephant out of the room. Jozy Altidore. If you guys have been watching my channel for a long time, you guys know, despite how good he is for Toronto FC, I just don't think he can replicate that for the national team. He's never won me over. The 2014 World Cup, we were playing against Ghana or whatever. We're ready. Come on, let's go, Jozy Altidore. We got it. Injured. I just feel like he's very injury prone, and maybe that's why I don't like him. Not as a person. I think he's a cool dude, but as a player, I don't think he's the best. He's never really impressed me, and I can't be the only one who's not impressed by Jozy Altidore on the national stage. I'm sure all these Toronto FC fans are like, no, he's a great striker. Yeah, and I believe you. He's got 5 goals right now in 9 games? Crazy. He's having a great season so far, but I still think he cannot replicate that in the national team, and I don't know what it is, but I'd rather see other options elsewhere. So Jozy Altidore, let's just scoot you over here because I want to pick someone else. So if I had to pick one main striker, like out-and-out striker, I either go with Jordan Morris or Yazzie Zardes. Probably more so Yazzie Zardes, because I just think he's got good strength, he's got a good pace, he can hold up the ball pretty well. I know his dribbling's whatever, but whatever. He's having a good season. He's got 4 goals and 1 assist, I believe, so far for Columbus Crew this season. So he's in good form. He's in good shape. I want the momentum to be carried with him to the national team. And also with Jordan Morris, I'm really a big fan of Jordan Morris ever since his first game for the national team, which was against Mexico, where I think we won 2-0. He scored, I think, the first goal in his first appearance ever, and that was when he was still playing, in Stanford or Stafford or some college team. He was still in college, and he got called up to the national team. It was like this big deal. He really lit up the world, lit up the American soccer world. So yeah, he won me over. He already won me over that early, and I'm still always rooting for Jordan Morris. I know he was injured last year. He's had some bad injuries in his time, but this year he's on fire. He started off the season really on fire. The Seattle Sounders manager really played him as a regular out-and-out striker, but also as a winger on the right wing, and I think Jordan Morris does really well on the wing, so that's a really good option for Greg Berhalter to have. If Yazzie Zardes needs another striker up top, if you want to play with 2 strikers up top, I definitely go with Jordan Morris and Yazzie Zardes up top. And if not, if you want to put him on the wing, I'd suggest putting Jordan Morris on the right wing. If Christian Pulisic is injured or Christian Pulisic needs a break, definitely put Jordan Morris on the right wing. I think that would be a pretty fantastic idea. What I want to talk about now is Tyler Boyd. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Tyler Boyd, I don't blame you. Tyler Boyd was a player who was playing mostly for the New Zealand national team. I think he's played 1 or 2 friendlies for them. But recently, a couple weeks ago, he actually changed to play for the United States. So, and it was accepted by FIFA. Now it's a done and done deal, clearly, because now he's on this roster. And clearly he's probably impressed Greg Berhalter, because he's already been called up for his first appearance in his first tournament with the U.S. national team, and for good reason too. He's a player who is really well gifted and a really good player in a certain position that the United States is really lacking. That's the left wing. The left side of the field is a side I think we really don't have a lot of quality players in. So I think Tyler Boyd saw the opportunity. He was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get as much game time probably in New Zealand, or I want to be playing for a more upscale national team. With no offense to anybody over there, but and he saw, I was kind of bored in the United States of America, so why not play for the United States? So whatever. Now he plays for us. And we'll see if he gets accepted to this final roster. But I think he should be. I think we should give him a chance. He's a very good winger. He's pacey. He's skillful. A lot of skill, a lot of technical ability, which is great, what we need in our wingers. And he's also, get this, right? He's got 6 goals and 4 assists and only 13 appearances so far in the Turkish league. So that's a pretty good record so far. So he's clearly in good form, good momentum, like Yazzie Zardes and Jordan Morris. So I want him to bring that momentum with him to the national team. I mean, I'd like to see Tyler Boyd, play on the left, because that's mostly where he's comfortable at as a winger, and we need more wingers in this team. But another winger that I really want to talk about a little bit before I end this video is Jonathan Lewis. Jonathan Lewis is another player who has really impressed me his first couple outings with the national team, especially these last 2 games earlier this year against Chile and Ecuador. When he came on as a sub, each time he came on, he kind of really impressed me. He kind of lit up the left flank. So that's another player who's definitely an option to keep as a left winger, because that's where he's most comfortable, and obviously where he's showing a lot of skill and quality back on the left. Wow, I can't talk today, but that's fine. Whatever. Yeah. Jonathan Lewis definitely a nice. He's still young. He's 21 or something like that. So he's a very young player. He's still coming into himself. But I think he's maturing very well as a winger and as a player overall. That I think that having him called up to the national team many more times and for this Gold Cup will really, really improve his career and improve the national team going forward. Paul Arriola, I think he's a pretty decent player. I mean, he's nothing really too extravagant, but he's very pacey. He's good on the right and as a center attacking midfielder, so pretty good options there. I definitely wouldn't mind him being called up to the final roster. But also who I really want to talk about. Oh no, where'd he go? Oh yeah, Josh Sargent. Josh Sargent from Werder Bremen. Very young player, 9. He's still a teenager, I believe. Very young player. He's an out-and-out striker. He hasn't had a lot of game time. My screen went blank. He hasn't had a lot of game time for Werder Bremen this year. He scored 2 goals so far. Maybe not impressive, but it's fine because they really haven't given him that many chances to impress the rest of the team or impress the national team. But I'm sure that Greg Berhalter sees something in him, or maybe he wants to try experimenting with more youth strikers, since we really don't have a lot of strikers who are young right now mixed into the national team. But I think I wouldn't be opposed to having him in the final roster, because if you want to go maybe as a third backup striker, if we have enough room in the squad for that, then definitely have him in there. But if not, maybe he should have been called up to the Under-20 World Cup. I would have loved to see him there. He definitely would have got a lot of game time there. But maybe he just wanted to make the next step to the senior level. Another player I really want to talk about is Jonathan Amman, a player who I really never heard of until this list. And if you guys haven't heard of him either, yeah, but like I just said, me neither. But Jonathan Amman is also a left winger, so you can see the need for left wing players that Greg Berhalter wants and is looking for. Because, like I said, the national team is really short on players of that quality. I have quality players on the left wing. So clearly he's been looking elsewhere to players who really maybe haven't broken onto the senior, or player maybe we've overlooked. And a player we've overlooked is Jonathan Amman, who's got, I think, 2 or 3 goals so far in the Danish league, and is impressing. And from what I've read over there, he's a very, very technical dribbler. He's very, very pacey. So, like I said, I love technical dribblers, and I love skillful, pacey wingers. And from what I've read in comments and stuff and looked over at the Danish league, stuff like that, he seems like a pretty decent player. So, I mean, I think I'd like to see more of him before I want to commit to having him in the squad for this very big tournament. So maybe skip out on this tournament, Jonathan Amman. Maybe for the friendlies. I want to see how you fit in with the other players. I want to see how good of a player you really are without having to look at highlights. I want to see the player you are right now. I'm talking like he's actually watching this video. You know, all these forwards right here aren't all that bad. I think we have a pretty decent call-up list right here, besides Jose Altidore. But, you know, players like Christian Ramirez and Corey Baird, those are two great strikers who are having a really good season, especially Christian Ramirez scoring 4 goals already this season. So, you know, any two strikers any two strikers, you know, Ramirez, Baird, Morris, or Sardes, I'd be fine with. I'm guessing we're going to pick 2 of them, and the rest are going to be wingers. So, I mean, all these they're all okay with me. They're all okay in my book. So let me pick 6 players from this list to bring on to the final squad this summer. So here we go. Ready? Tyler Boyd, Paul Arriola, Jordan Morris, Yazzie Zardes, Jonathan Lewis. Ooh, and one more. Okay, Christian Ramirez. That's it. You know, that's it. Those are my picks for this forwards national team. Let me know your thoughts on what players you'd like to see called up to the final roster down below in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for kicking with me. And I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, next time, guess what? I'm gonna talk to you guys about the roster I'm gonna have, like the full completed roster. You guys can see it on the screen. What players I want selected for the national team for the Gold Cup. So if you're not subscribed, definitely think about it. Then definitely think about subscribing, because that video is coming up very soon. Don't forget to leave a like. See you guys next time.